A 13-year-old ATV rider is airlifted to a Phoenix hospital after crashing head-on into a tree near Bear Canyon Lake. An 88-year-old man and his dog are found safe after spending the night stranded in deep mud following monsoon storms in a remote area of Yavapai County. Firefighters over in the White Mountains sharpen their skills for a type of emergency nobody wants to see, an aircraft accident at the Show Low Regional Airport. And Globe schools warn that reckless late-night driving at Harbison Field could force the district to close the property to public vehicle access. Good morning, Central Arizona. I'm Randy Roberson, and this is Tonto-TV, your Central Arizona news.
From Prescott and Payson to Show Low, Flagstaff to Fountain Hills, Tonto-TV.com. We don't tell you what to think, just the facts, ma'am.
Topping our news today, a 13-year-old ATV rider was airlifted to a Phoenix hospital Saturday after a serious crash at Bear Canyon Lake. The Forest Lakes Fire District says its crews responded after the young rider collided head-on with a tree. Fire officials say the teenager suffered a head injury, lacerations, and a temporary loss of consciousness. Firefighters stabilized the patient at the scene and transported the scene to a landing zone where a Banner Air medical helicopter was waiting. The teenager was then flown to Phoenix Children's Hospital for additional treatment. No further information about the patient's condition has been released. We join with the Forest Lakes community in hoping that the young rider makes a complete and speedy recovery. In other news, an emergency SOS feature is being credited with helping rescuers locate an 88-year-old man and his dog after they spent the night stranded in muddy backcountry conditions. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office says deputies received the call shortly after 6 Friday morning. The man had attempted to take a remote back route from Carefree toward Bloody Basin when his vehicle became trapped miles off a dirt road, surrounded by thick mud and water left behind by recent monsoon storms. There was no regular cell phone service, but the driver was able to activate an SOS text feature on his device, sending his exact coordinates to dispatchers. Yavapai County Sheriff's Office Forest Patrol deputies, along with Jeep Posse and four-wheel drive units from Yavapai County Search and Rescue, used those coordinates to reach the vehicle. The man and his dog were brought safely out. He declined medical treatment, and both were reportedly healthy and unharmed. The Sheriff's Office says traveling those remote roads following the storm was ill-advised, but the driver did several things right once he became stranded. He stayed with his vehicle, knew how to use his emergency SOS feature, and had medications, food, and water with him. Well, still ahead, firefighters at Show Low Regional Airport train for an emergency they hope never happens. And reckless driving at a Globe school facility has district officials warning that continued problems could cost the entire community access. These stories and much more are next on Tonto-TV, your Central Arizona news. Ponderosa Plumbing is Central Arizona's go-to plumbing team. For decades, homeowners, builders, and businesses have trusted Ponderosa Plumbing AZ for new construction, remodels, repairs, sewer and drain service, high-definition camera inspections, water heater installation, water treatment systems, and expert slab leak repair. When experience matters, when quality matters, when getting it done right the first time matters, Ponderosa Plumbing delivers. Locally owned, highly trusted, serving all of Central Arizona with honesty, craftsmanship, and unmatched know-how. Located at 107 West Wade Lane, Suite number 5 in Payson, call Ponderosa Plumbing AZ today at 928-476-4727. Ponderosa Plumbing AZ. Experience you can trust, quality you can count on. Welcome back. In other news, Timber Mesa firefighters spent part of last week preparing for emergencies involving aircraft. Crews conducted aircraft rescue training, also known as ARF training, at the Show Low Regional Airport. The specialized training is required to meet FAA standards and prepares firefighters for the unique hazards they could encounter during an aircraft emergency. Crews work through the realistic scenarios involving identifying and securing hazards around the aircraft and safely rescuing passengers. Timber Mesa says the exercises are designed to make sure its firefighters can respond quickly and effectively should a real aircraft emergency occur. The department says the training is another part of keeping its crews prepared to protect the community when they're needed most. And in other news, the Globe Unified School District is asking for the public's help after dangerous late-night driving at Harbison Field. The district released surveillance video showing what it says was reckless driving in a parking area at about 2:20 in the morning on Friday, August 8th. The video captures only a portion of the activity, and the district says burnt rubber skid marks remain visible in that parking lot. Of even greater concern, school officials say a group of people were watching from a close range, creating the potential for someone to be seriously injured. The district currently keeps Harbison Field available for community use outside normal working hours and says it wants that to continue. But officials warn that if this kind of behavior continues, they will have no choice but to lock or block access to the parking areas. Anyone who recognizes the vehicle, driver, or others involved is being encouraged to help discourage the behavior before someone gets hurt. Well, coming up next, we're starting the work week sunny and hot across central Arizona, with the lower elevations once again climbing well into triple digits. But monsoon chances aren't completely gone. We'll tell you when thunderstorms have their best chance of returning. Your Central Arizona forecast and more is coming up next.
I'm Garrett Goldman, and this year my wife and I decided to remodel our home. The home was built as a period-specific home modeled after an 1800s farmhouse and had single-pane windows which were very inefficient. When we started the planning process, we interviewed several window companies to retrofit the existing windows in our house, and we chose Lowry's Window and Door as our contractor. The reason we picked Lowry's is their customer service. The owner of the company, Bobby Lowry, came out to our house multiple times to identify a window that would fit within the existing windows, and then also a method that would allow us to keep all of the existing woodwork in the house and not have to redo any of it. Looking at all of the options for windows, we chose Pella double pane windows for our house because of their look and also their ability to be retrofitted into the existing window frames. Since completion of the project, we absolutely love our new dual pane Pella windows. I would recommend Lowry's for anybody looking to retrofit your existing windows or a new build because of their experience, craftsmanship, and exceptional customer service.
Big news! The station you've known as KRAMFM.com has grown into something even bigger, CentralArizonaRadio.com. You'll still hear the same classic rock you love, along with trusted local news, accurate weather, and community conversations, all in one place. Same station, same great music, bigger mission. So update your bookmarks and start listening today at CentralArizonaRadio.com. That's CentralArizonaRadio.com. Take Central Arizona with you. Now, taking a look now at Central Arizona weather. It's a sunny and hot start to the work week across Central Arizona, with temperatures ranging from the mid-80s in the higher country to around 106 in Tonto Basin. Payson is expected to reach a high of 96 today, Prescott 92, Sedona 99, and up on top of the rim, Heber at about 86, with a 20% chance for storms up there in Heber. Globe climbs to around 100, while once again Tonto Basin will be topping out around 106. Tonight stays mostly clear to partly cloudy, with lows ranging from the low 60s around Heber to the upper 60s in Payson and Prescott, lower 70s around Sedona, mid-70s in Globe, and near 80 degrees in Tonto Basin. Looking ahead, Tuesday through Wednesday remains mostly sunny and hot, with only isolated thunderstorm chances. Storm chances increase somewhat Thursday, especially across the higher elevations, before becoming more isolated again on Friday into next weekend. Temperatures won't change much, generally in the 90s across rim country and the higher valleys, while the lower deserts remain extremely hot, around 105 to 107 degrees. And finally, 30 years is a long time to wear the badge, especially when you're serving the community that you call home. And today, a tip of the hat goes to Globe Police Commander Chuck Haynes, who is being recognized for an impressive 30 years of dedicated service to the Globe Police Department and the people of Globe. 3 decades in law enforcement represents countless calls, long nights, difficult decisions, and plenty of changes along the way. But perhaps the best measure of a career like this is the people standing beside you. And a great group photo of Commander Haynes surrounded by members of his department seems like a pretty fitting way to mark the occasion. 30 years serving your hometown is quite a milestone. Congratulations to Chuck Haynes, and thank you for 3 decades of service to the Globe community. And that's going to do it for us today, and you can find our reports throughout the day at Tonto-TV.com and CentralArizonaRadio.com. I'm Randy Roberson. Thanks for watching, and as always, make it a great day.
From Prescott and Payson to Sholo, Flagstaff to Fountain Hills, Tonto-TV.com. We don't tell you what to think, just the facts, man.